charged for interfering. Black man, all you still go and vote for him. Black man, how on earth you could condone this? Your daughter might have to work in this man's office. Then imagine this sex silver-headed pest. Quail fingers under your daughter's dress. Me is saying that Patrick should have win, sir. But even Jim Baker would have be better. All them women who went begging the other day about this fella, way all you have to say. Concerning this thing, all is silent and talking peace. So the office girls must hear the mercy of this beast. He was charged, so whether it is false or true, I'm concerned because I have a daughter too. I'm talking from my heart, I tell you, be like it is false or man, for that. Why on earth all you always want a kickstart?
Black man, all you love for that.
Tobago, I was really annoyed with you, but I realized all you get catch too. Who would have believed them too? Would I sit with Pandey and give away Tobago Easter Monday? How the hell they could sit on the wrong table and then look for the best for the old Tobago people? But all you cannot quarrel, all you cannot fret. That's where you ask for, that is where you get. We still love Shadow Nelson and Calypso Rose. The world know we honestly recognize those. Dwight Young, a great footballer with Aston Villa. We always show love and respect to that fella. But all you smile when Robbie married to Pandey. I hope all you understand where Satmarat say. If he thought I marry a black man, he drop ship flat.
Tobago, all you love for that. All you love for that.
Remember slavery on the plantation? Massa used to use a black man to beat black man. So when I hear 17, I got a pain. I say, oh God, black man go beat black man again. Cause black man give black man soup, but black man will harm. Black man intention is to pressure his own black man. He give them soup, they say he treat them like an outcast. So no black man take smoke, hey. Them could always say where they want. Black man always have a fear of going in front. My black brothers always tell me, Coco, why you don't stop? Coco, I'm sure this year they gonna lock you up. Coco, the truth does offend them people in soft. They might just pay a man to bump you off. But I go sing till I crow or until I fall. And if I dead send I read to me funeral. At Robinson on behalf of the African, with 2 seats press you had the ball in your hand. I spoke to Leroy Clark and Capra Campbell. And up to now them can't understand what went on. You went and was knighted up in Africa. But to you black brother, you prove a traitor. If Abu Bakr return and the shooting start.
All you love for that.
And if your daughter should cross the Prime Minister's path.
All you love for that.
slavery on the plantation. Master used to use a black man to beat black man. So when I hear 17, I got a pain. I say, oh God, black man go beat black man again. Cause black man give black man soup, but black man want harm. Black man intention is to pressure his own black man. He give them soup, they say he treat them like an outcast. So now black man takes smoke hearing, yeah.
It's amazing how people could change.
I still in shock, I can't understand. I am so disappointed in man. Man make me cry, tears run from my eye. And all I could ask is what's the reason why? Cause man fighting power, he fighting greed. Oh God, man making blunders for selfish need. Man gon' call your brother, but man so slack. Say man with a dagger stabbing your back. I mesmerized, shocker, still in dismay. Look how they treat me in the folk fair the other day. Chalky was thunder, Chalky was tough. Chalky was power, Chalky was rough. All politicians respected this Calypsonian, who always seemed to look out for the poor man. But since Daphne Philip brainwashed the brother and make Chalky director of culture, since he got big position, he start acting strange. It's amazing how people could change. As they get in power, their plans rearrange. It's amazing how people could change. You're bound to agree. It's lies we're running this whole country. Look at Chalky boil right down like Bachi.
Lies we're running this whole country.
I took time off and thought about man, unassuming hard to understand. One day man could peep up the ladder, next day man could be the prime minister. Man to the basic, callous and sly. If God was on earth, man made God cry. When I hear we send Peter did to Christ, man does appear good, but man not nice. A man who used to fight to get criminals free, today that same man preaching righteousness to we. Check most of the cases that Ramesh won. State witness, boom, boom. Guess what the case done? But Ramesh big like Tarzan, now swinging on vine, telling you execution in record time. Baka say he promised him the deed for the land. Soon as Baka helped him win election, but after election, Ramesh start moving strange. It's amazing how people can change. As they get in power, their plans rearrange. It's amazing how people can change. You have to agree. Lies were running this whole country. Baka come with the tape. Ramesh Paul, not me.
Lies we're running this whole country.
Limbs missing man does bother me, pal. Man is such a big weak animal, the head of the animal kingdom. But man so deceitful and act so dumb. Man relishes incest and corruption. Oh God, the thing of this woman, the most is man. When man hear black, drink rum, drunk, cuss, don't think. When man here get white, say I don't drink. A man who used to have so much venom to speak because he can't live at the man of some so weak. Wade Mark was thunder, Wade Mark was tough. Wade Mark was poor, Wade Mark was rough. But after election, Wade Mark just changed his style. Yeah, Wade Mark now, he does sound like a child. And now since Pandeha, he own driver, he could introduce the breathalyzer. Since he got drunk in the backseat, he acting strange.
It's amazing how people can change.
As they get in power, the plans rearrange.
It's amazing how people can change.
Well, let us stop. Come.
Chalky jam every politician. Chalky near half kill Eric William. He advised Chambers that since he done see, let Ram Kapalani run the country. Any R could never survive. After Chalky sing howdy driver. So now when he telling me I can't sing, straight case as Satan correcting sin. He make God and all get in a big rage. That's why he fall off last week on the stage. Long time when Chucky come out to sing, he like a dragon, fire he spitting. When he sing Three Blind Mice and how he Fred Carl, you couldn't tell Chucky he can't sing his song at all. Once the people tell him he can't sing a song, he tell the ministry to cut out the tongue. But since he under dark, he just tell he acting strange.
It's amazing how people can change.
Since Chucky get the whiff, he plans to rearrange.
It's amazing how people can change.
Until he pocket fat. And when I sing, they just start quarreling. They might feel I'm looking for handouts like brother Marvin. But I come down here to sing like I so I know where they could tell the midget don't go. When I come
And a good evening to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott, here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour.
to get a good flight. So when you are here and leave the stage, all you tell
It's amazing, really amazing for real, how people does change, eh?
How people can change.
as they get in forward, the plans we are ready.
It's amazing how people can change.
You're bound to agree.
It's lies we're running this whole country.
Big Chucky gets shorter than me.
Lies are running this whole country.
And saying a special good night to all of you under the live tonight. And let me say early, Facebook, not our studio, not our Facebook in particular, but the app itself has had a problem 2 nights in a row now, where at precisely 9:30 Grenada time, it cuts off. It is due to nothing in the studio here. It's due to nothing with our particular Facebook profile, but there seems to be a problem with the app itself, Facebook app, because I've been checking online and there are many people that are having that problem and so on at different places. So it is not simply a problem with us here in Grenada. So for those of you that are on Facebook, you may need to switch to YouTube. If the Facebook cuts off, you can switch over to YouTube. Just letting you all know early so that you all can switch over to YouTube in case there's a problem. And remember, when you go over to YouTube, to subscribe to the page. In that way, each time we go live, you'll get a notification that Talking Points has gone live, because sometimes we go live not just for this program, but for instance, if there's a press conference or there's some sort of breaking news or so, we may go live. All right, and you would get a notification that we've gone live. So you need to subscribe and click the bell icon next to the subscribe button, right? When you on YouTube, just below the video, you'd see the word just subscribe. Just click on that. If you've already subscribed, don't bother to click it again because you go unsubscribe. So those of you that have not yet subscribed, subscribe to the page and encourage others to subscribe to the page as well so that we can spread the message of what is taking place in our beloved country. All right? Nice. Beautiful. I ain't sticking long tonight because we've got a lot to speak about, so I ain't even waiting until I reach the required numbers. Huh?
Scorn full of principles of godliness, wisdom and freedom. But whoa, 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 welcome safely, man. But whoa, 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 welcome safely.
So let me quickly go over those of you who have joined us via YouTube thus far. Lishra, my love, good night to you. Matthew Boyne out there in Brooklyn, good night. Faithlyn Hallie Douglas, Cynthia Bartholomew, Maria Noel, Phyllis Mitchell, Gemma Warwood, Wilfred Antwine, Deborah Laborde, Michelle Alexander, Anne-Marie Celestine Grant, Anne-Marie, Kathleen Ledlow, Veronica Nimrod, Deborah Laborde, I call you already? Yeah, I call you already. Baby Daddy, Angie, April Fletcher, Vanessa Lalji, and let me see, Marilyn Ferguson, good night to you. Good life, Sherma Jeremiah, good night to you and the home circle. Henry Shaitan, Wilma Paris, Clive Raymond, Miriam Samuel, good night to you. Alban Harris, Gertrude Abraham, Jamari grandmother, good night. Jamari grandmother, give me up and even getting a little bread and cake and thing. I understand. Want to come up for it? So you can't say no. Gloria Francois, good night to you. Christine Otley, Wilma Paris, Jackie Raymond. I ain't care if they call you Jackie. For me, I put in the French on it. You're Jackie. Raymond, good night to you. Harold Bonaparte, Bernadette Filbert, Anastasia Peterson, and let me see, Dominic Antoine. Did I say good night to you? Yeah, good night to you, Dominic. I know you're inside, man. Amanda Moses, Stephanie John, you and the home circuit, your husband Tati, everyone, good night to you. Robert Skashima and Anna Barbara Thomas, Bernadette Filbert, good night to you. Carl Jones, good night, bro. Yeah, Dave Felix, Eliza Bernard, Hillary Grenard, Janice Mitchell, Nicole Hamilton, Hazel, yeah, good night to you. Alan Jones, good night to you. Vanessa Lalji, Gloria Francois, Dr. Julie Dubois, good night to you. Kathleen Knights, Ann Andrews, Anna Lois, good night. Sky, Wilma Devanis, Jenna Benjamin, Fitzroy Phillip. And let me see. Oh, I lost it there, you know. Yeah. It mixed. It jumped there. Let me see. Tati, I told you good night. Well, Wilma, Adrian Watts, good night. Agnes Henry, Jacinta Alves, Stephen Simon, Hermina Baptiste, Derek Isaac, Julius Boyne, Elsie Peters, Magdalene Henry, and Wilma Paris. I hope I didn't miss anyone in between there because it jumped on me there a minute. Right. And over on the Facebook, come on, Facebook, behave yourself. What are you getting on with tonight? Yeah, just remember, those of you on Facebook, in case it drops, we are on YouTube as well. Huh? So let me see. Cicely Celestine, Anne Salandi, Kishon McSween, Anne Salandi, Dorlin Lead, Crystal Theodore, Jill Williams, Maudlin Bartholomew, Susan Steele, good night to you. Sean L. Gary, Joan Henry, Cecilia Lewis, Amanda Charles, Yolan Mitchell Moraine, Dennis Fabiro, Sonia Price, yeah, Phyllis Ramsey, and Sonia. What happened last night is for 2 nights in a row, Facebook has been having a problem, and it's not just in Grenada, it's worldwide, that they're having that drop off when 9:30 comes. So in case it drops off at 9:30, join us on YouTube. Okay? So Sonia Price, Phyllis Ramsey, Charmaine Ragbasing. Good night to you. Louisa Williams. And let me see. Betty James. Sharon. Felix, good night. Renwick McQueen. Lovely Mac. Good night. Justin Barry. Amanda Charles. Petra Charles. QT Batiste. Good night to you. Dwight Ferguson. And Wallan. Good night to you, bro. Akwat. Yet Wallan has been one of the people that's been there from the very beginning of Talking Points. Yeah, we're not talking about hard talk and spot on. And so from the start of Talking Points, Wallan has been there nearly every single night. Brenda Phillip, there are a few others, that's been there. Sherman and so on, they've been there. Sherry Noel. And let me see, so that's those of you that I'm seeing right now. Nicole, Batiste, good night to you. Mary Harris, good night to you. All of you who are there on the Facebook, a special good night to each and every one of you. You're just loving the house. Nice, beautiful.
What comes quickly? Yes, they use and abuse women. They raise no children. They live a life of wicked thoughts, corruption, embarrassment, and shame. So in order to maintain power against the very forces.
So for those of you who are in Brooklyn, let me just let you know the third night prayer service for Miss Marie Oliver is taking place tonight. Tonight at 184 Clarkson Avenue, Brooklyn. So that's Brooklyn, New York on the lower level. So that's taking place tonight. So you can go on out there and support Brother Nimrod Oliver. So that's the third night prayer service. We're Grenadians. We have our third night. Jamaicans have the 9th night. In Grenada, we are third night. We just do it earlier. We're smaller, so we just do it earlier, right? So the third night, that is for Miss Marie Oliver, and it's taking place at 184 Clarkson Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, on the lower level, not the upper level, not the middle level, but on the lower level. So that's the third night. In fact, I think it's supposed to start at 8 p.m., so I think it's probably started already. I know many of you in Brooklyn, you may be there and listening over your mobile devices and so on. We know Talking Points. You just pay attention. Even if you can't pay attention now, we know you're going to be listening later on. So we're saying a good night to you. All right. So that's the third night prayer for Miss Marie Oliver tonight out there in 184 Clarkson Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, between Bedford and Rogers. And that's at the lower level there. Nice. The funeral of Kim McSween took place today. I was unable to attend. But I know many of you went and you represented well. So thank you so very much.
What comes quickly? Now workers want to please their employers and their bosses by victimizing their neighbor because today their party is in power. But they know what they do is wrong, and it's weighing their conscience down, because all men know that no man knows the hour. Man, but be not afraid, for there is your enemy. A man afraid to speak of what oppresses him, enslave himself to a man just like him. But be not afraid.
Also, since I'm speaking of different things taking place in Brooklyn, the New York New National Party chapter presents its 2023 fundraising drive. So, the New National Party New York chapter, on a yearly basis, they do that drive to get school supplies and so that they can help children here in Grenada. So, they're looking for school supplies, backpacks, notebooks, pens, pencils, crayons, pencil sharpeners, erasers. And the donations can be dropped off on Saturday from 12 noon. And that's at 535 E 19th Street. So that's at 535 E 19th Street from 12 noon on Saturday. So if you have a few backpacks or notebooks, pens, pencils, crayons, pencil sharpeners, erasers, I'm going to even add in there geometry sets, because especially for the children when they get to Form 3 and so on, The boys especially, they need to use the geometry sets and so on. So those sort of things. Food and drinks will be on sale. They'll also be having a surprise raffle will be drawn at the event. For more information, you can call Gracelyn. Gracelyn, good night. Good night to you, my dear. And you can call her on 917-582-6406. Let me say that number again for those of you that just run in the kitchen to get the pen to take note of the number. Let me say it again. 917-582-6406. I will say it again. Let's say at 9 o'clock. I'll announce this again. So you know at 9, listen, I'll announce it again. One of my lovely listeners just mentioned as well that one of the other things that the children need are calculators. Yeah, the scientific calculators. Yeah, they need that, especially when they're doing the sciences and so. They need the scientific calculator. It helps a lot. So if you can, and you could buy a 1 or 2 or 3 because it's kind of expensive down here. And thing, eh? Yeah, take what I'm telling you. Even art supplies, those kind of things. All right. And you know, for talking points, there has been one listener on island who's donated some bags and so on, some bags that we can give out to students and so. But outside of that, we're looking to get things as well for talking points. As talking points, we're also looking to get notebooks and all these other items that we've mentioned there as well. But for those of you in Brooklyn, yeah, even if you're not in Brooklyn, you could be in Canada, drive down. So this Saturday, you're heading down. Let me give you the address again. It is 535 E19th Street, and they're starting from 12. All right, so you can go there and drop off your supplies. Help a child in need. You never know. It could be the doctor that saves your life in old age that you're helping right now. It can be the engineer that builds that bridge that is so strong that it doesn't collapse with your family when they're passing, your grandchildren and the children. All right, nice. It can be the teacher that teaches your child or your grandchildren or so that's here in Grenada that get to that level that then they become a lawyer or they become a doctor. They maybe even become the next prime minister. So help the children as much as possible. All right? Yeah, so you're just going and drink a few beers this weekend. Leave off the beers. We're going and buy some notebooks to send to Grenada. We're going and buy 2 sets of geometry sets and so. A calculator, some notepads, pencils, pens, those sort of things. All right? Nice. So we're going and help as much as we can. Nice? Good. Hey, but you know what? Let me come to that one in a little while.
Oh, come suddenly.
Let me say a special good night to you, Kathy, Albert, and Zingo. Joyce, I haven't seen you yet, but I know you're around somewhere there, so I'll say a special good night to you as well. You know, many parents have been reaching out to me. I know in government, but they're reaching out to me. And they have been asking, I'm hearing it too because many of the MPs, and I'm speaking here of the opposition MPs, have been hearing the same stories, that parents have been approaching them because the secondary schools are asking for registration fees. As far as we know, yeah, there's supposed to be no registration fees with the schools, but you see the schools, the parents aren't lying. Don't get it wrong. I'm not saying that parents are going and lie for the MPs. You know, that's not the case. Yeah, the schools are still requiring payments for certain things. And you're asking this of some people who they have no income. What about those who just lost their jobs as security officers and so, and are sitting at home? They haven't worked for the last month. They have no income coming in. Yeah? And there are many others. Those who were under the faith program, we heard one call in last night. And others that are not receiving any sort of government support. And these individuals have been asking for assistance and so on of some of the MPs and so on. And I'm even getting calls as I'm not even an MP. Yeah, and I'm getting calls as well. So I could imagine the volume that MPs are getting. Those like Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, Honorable Dr. Clarice Modest. I could understand what the calls that they're getting. Honorable Peter David. I could understand the volume of calls like the Honorable Emlyn Pierre and so that they are getting when it comes to these things. So I'm really wondering what's taking place because the government keeps saying that they have removed school fees. Yet still, you're seeing situations where students are going to register and are being told that you have to pay X amount and it's to cover A, B, C, and D. And you can't blame the schools, because you can't come out and say to the children and to the nation and to the parents, you can't come out and say that you've removed school fees, but you have put nothing in place at the schools to replace it. In other words, the school fees were for specific items in the schools. And if you have not included in your education budget the additional monies to cover the items that the school fees were going towards, what do you expect the schools to do? But still, when students are registering, and maybe even during the school term, require of students, the parents actually, because the students aren't the ones working, require of the parents that they provide certain items. Now, I understand in relation to the school tie and for instance, the report book and those sort of things. That's one set of things. That's expected. We understand that. Yeah? But there are other items that schools are needing, and they are requiring from parents that on registration that you pay a fee towards that. And there are several parents that have been reaching out from, and I'm not speaking about just in St. George. I'm hearing from different constituencies as well, all over. Yeah, of parents who are seriously concerned because as far as they knew, they didn't have to make those kind of payments when they went to register their child. And you see, many of the secondary schools, they are calling in the children this week, next week, the week after, and so on for registration. And the parents have to find that money. Yeah, the parents have to find that money. They can't go to the grandparents because here's what. I've also received several calls today from many people who have not received their pensions. Yeah? And remember, pensioners are paid first, before you pay public workers. Pensioners are usually the ones who get their money first. Where you understand with the fortnightly payment, everybody might be consolidated into one. But the whole thing is, again, in rushing to do things, they have improperly done it, and it is causing problems. Yeah, it is causing problems out there. Because today, the 29th of June, Fisherman's birthday, and I'm going to give my special greetings to the people at St. John on Fisherman's birthday. Yeah, I know 94.9 up in Brooklyn and thing. Weird. I know you and we Noise Radio, and so wish you was down here right now. 91.9, 91.5 here. I know. Yeah. But this is the 29th of June. So by now, under a new National Party government, pensioners get their money and public workers get their money already. Yeah? But what you're hearing now is that there are individuals who have gone to the financial institutions this morning and called me because they came out saying, well, look, I don't know what happened because there's nothing there. Pensioners should have received their money by the 25th, 26th already. And don't give this kind of thing about, oh, this is the date we're paying. That was rude of the Ministry of Finance to do that the last time. Yeah? The pensioners expect to get their money by a particular time. Right? And if pensioners are having issues in getting their money, then woe be unto public workers in general, because they're going to have issues as well. And what we've seen is that there are several people, because the entire system, in changing over the system to the bi-monthly payments, they've messed the entire thing up. So when it's coming time to pay now, you have people who are supposed to be receiving their salaries and not receiving it. When they report that, hey, something took place, I'm not receiving my salary, they don't get it then, they don't get it the following week. They have to wait until the next fortnight, and sometimes they don't even get the 2 fortnights in one. They get 1 fortnight. You have people who within the last few months have retired out of the public service. Yeah? For them to retire means that the Ministry of Finance knows that this individual has gotten to the age of 60 and therefore is retiring. It means that the ministry under which that individual was working has gotten to the age for retirement and they're retiring. You have all of that taking place. Yeah? And yet still, these people are not receiving their money. Yeah? Those pensioners are not receiving their money. And it's unfair. You also have a situation with some of the people in the SEED program doing the re-evaluation who have not been paid for nearly 2 months now. Well, probably it's going on 3 this time. Yeah? April, May, June, they have not been paid. So they're going out there and they're doing the evaluation. I don't know where they're getting money from, but they're going out there and they're doing the re-evaluation and they're doing the checking and so with different people under the SEED program. And I don't know if it's a case with all of them, but for the few that I've spoken to, they are having an issue in relation to receiving their money. They have a contract that says that they would be paid. I don't want to give the exact figure, but anyhow, they have a contract that says how much they would be paid and when. That contract is not being adhered to because these individuals who are out there in the hot sun or the rain or the flood doing the re-evaluation and the recertification of people under the SEED program have not received their money. So when they're boasting about the adding people to SEED, they ain't saying how much they're taking out, you know. Because they boast that they add 500, now they say they add 200 more, so that's 700 that they've added to the SEED program. But they are not giving a figure of how many people they have removed out of the program. And they have removed people. How many people have you removed? And what are the reasons that you have removed these people from the SEED program? Don't just come and try to bamboozle us by telling us, oh, somebody was under the SEED program and there was a doctor. As I said the other night, the individual can be a doctor, but they could also be a person that's crippled from the neck down. They could be a person that has not been a practicing doctor. Until they die, they will be known as doctor. You know, they get that doctorate. But are they practicing? Are they earning a living? Are they able to earn a living? Do they have some sort of incapacity that is stopping them from operating within the profession in which they have the doctorate? Don't make the dunce statement. Yes, Mr. Prime Minister, you are talking to Deacon. Don't make the dunce statement that, oh, we have doctors there, and don't back it up with credible information. Don't try to pull that legal tactic that our leaders use in the courtroom with us, the Grenadian people. We wiser than that. We understand what you're trying. It ain't no idiots out here, you know. All are we smart. So we understand where you're trying to pull on us. Just be straight with the Grenadian people. And in case you have a problem with that issue, you have somebody sit down in between you who was the minister in charge. So talk to her, find out from her how that happened under her watch. Yeah? It's very simple, you know. Yeah, it ain't rocket science. You could do that one easy. All right, Mr. Prime Minister? Nice.
But whoa comes
So folks, we also remind you all that yes, we do need the donations, not for the program. We need the donations to assist others. So those of you that can, look on the at the bottom of the chat. You would see the message there. It's also up on the page. It's all over where you can donate to assist others as well. I've had people come to me this week with medical issues. I've had people come this week to me with they need to pay their rent. I've had people come to me with different, and I couldn't help because there's just nothing in the account substantial enough to be able to help with those circumstances. So those of you that can help, and as I said, it could be $5, it could be $10, whatever it is, it builds up. So it might be able to help someone in need. So those of you that can, please do donate. And then again, as I said, we're looking for the school things. We don't want to wait until in September to be giving out no school kits and them kind of thing. Let's try to help before. Yeah, let's try to help long before, outfit these children and so on, so that by the time school comes around, they're ready to go. All right, and we will be assessing. We're not just going to go out there helter-skelter. Cammy talk to me about it all the time. Don't just go out there helter-skelter and just, you're giving this one, you're giving that one, you're giving that one. But we will be doing an assessment of the people who have either asked for the help, or we'll be doing a general assessment for referrals. Also, look, you know this family, they really can't make it. These are some people that we should help, and we're going to try to assist those individuals as well. All right? Good night to you, Camille, Teresa Scott. And let me just give an update in relation to two issues. The items that were at Compass Shipping, yeah, we make noise, they sort it out now, so those items came out from Compass Shipping. So congratulations to you all, the Talking Point family, for making sure that things happen. All right? So the shipment of items that was at Compass Shipping, yeah, the Ministry of Health realized that, yeah, them fellas get in trouble, but them fellas know what's going on. So they made sure that those items came out and go where they're supposed to go. Well, I hope they go where they're supposed to go, because we could be checking to make sure that the items went where they're supposed to went. Still waiting updated information in relation to the other stuff that's on the port. As we heard from one caller last night, they were saying that, yeah, they heard somebody on another program saying that all items expire. Nonsense. But we're going to follow up on that one, and at least during next week, we're going to give you a report in relation to that one as well. Last night, we spoke of the situation at the General Hospital in relation to the generator. I've been reliably informed by sources out of the General Hospital today that what took place yesterday was not directly related to the generator for the wards and so on. In other words, it was someone that went and do what they should not do at a point in time that they ought not to have done it and didn't follow the proper procedure. So you ended up endangering the lives of all the people on the ward. So they said the generator for that section is working. Some work on it was done recently. You know, I ain't gonna come and just leave the story out there. Yeah, they said that some work on that generator for the wards and the operating theater and so on, that some work on that was done recently, that generator is operating properly and so on. So in case of anything, that generator is working properly. But what happened yesterday was because proper procedure was not followed. And again, administrative kerfuffle. Yeah, the people just not managing and not administrating properly. So that you ended up with a situation endangering the lives of people on the ward, where the power was off for nearly an hour yesterday. All right? But again, it's not the generator. If it's a generator, you know, we go say it's the generator, we're going to try and find one. Not the generator. The generator is working. But the generator for the other section, that needs fixing still. There are still problems with some of the other generators because multiple buildings. So the one for the new section there, yeah, fix the generator, please. All right? We don't want somebody in the emergency room and then plop, current gone. You understand? Yeah, the emergency section, the generator, and I ain't working. All right? So we want to make sure that that is working properly. I could have easily just left it and say, we ain't saying nothing about it, you know, but that's not the kind of person that I am. That's not the type of people that we are on this program. Yeah? So if we heard something and then we get it clarified, we're going to come and clarify it for you. So one, they went and they're getting medication out of Compass Shipping. I said, I understand Compass Shipping, you know. You walk in Compass Shipping now, you get where you have to get and you're out, you know. It's not like there does be a problem. And well, I don't know if other people, I never had a problem with them, as I said. Right? So Ministry of Health, they did what they had to do there. They get it out. Nice? Right. But if we didn't make noise, it might have still be sitting inside. Folks, let's open the phone lines. It's our last program for this week. Let's open the phone lines now. 440-7377 you can call, or 347-329-3101. You can give us a call. I'm just making sure that the phone lines are clear. 440-7377. You can call us directly or on the WhatsApp. And 347-329-3101. You can call us on that number as well. All right? Nice. And let me say this, the people of St. John, yeah, happy fisherman's birthday. And also, yeah, let me say it to WeFM, my good friends down at WeFM, and so, yeah, a happy birthday to WeFM as well. So happy fisherman's birthday to all the fishermen, including my big brother. Fishermen, all the fishermen, happy fisherman's birthday to each and every one of you. But realize that they the people at St. John asked me to play a special tune tonight for the MP for St. John, you know. Yeah, because they can't find her. They wonder where she gone, you know. They can't find the MP for St. John.
I find El Dorado, it really was done in South, but it wasn't Mexico that them was talking about. Them rich Trinidadians show me this whole El Dorado. Dorado thing. They here living like lords, but they going to live there like kings. As they get a little money in the pocket, they hide in the cacada. And when you miss them, scamp on them, they're somewhere in Panama. So I going to Panama. I got to go to Panama.
St. John's people say so.
I'm over there, making Trini just gone clear. Some say that they gone away. Some call it mountains of
They're dedicating that to the MP who is presently in Panama.
I don't like old talk, so I take in a walk. Look at them like 2 feet rum. Partner, stamp the passport, Panama, here I come.
We've got a caller on the line. Good night. Hello? Hello? Oh, we may have lost that caller. Yes, indeed. 440-7377. Caller, I think it may have been an issue on my end. Not your end. I think it may have been an issue on my end.
Look, they had a big Chinese gentleman who I don't know his name.
Maybe it's Mr. Lee. We have a caller online. Good night.
Good night to Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Good night to you, Camille Teresa Scott.
I hear you calling out Miss Camille Teresa Scott.
I give you a
Good
full
night
government
to
name.
Patty and Matthew. Good night, and to Miss Yolan Smith, wherever he is. Miss Yolan Bain, Scott. Good night. And also to your mom, Miss Bain. Yes. And all the fishermen and them, yes, happy. I mean, it's Fisherman's Body and all the
Yes.
people in Goa, but I hope we all play safe tonight. And don't go and fight and juke nobody. Just enjoy yourselves. Sheldon, Mr. Scott,
Yeah.
these people in cabinet doesn't listen to this program. Because when I tell you about Compass, the lady from the north in America that send the pampers and things for these people, you see they give it out? And these people have been doing that for years. There is James and them that organize this thing with people in America and they send this thing and they decide to give them trouble. These people have listened to the program. Deacon Mitchell has listened to the program.
Of course
and
they do.
Hear the fire he get in. So you see what's going on? You see how they release it? Well, I hope they release the one in the custom. Because we really
That's
need
the one
this
we need. That's the one we need now.
listening, Lacrosse, and you are listening. The one in the customs that Miss Modest needs send. Do not leave it there to expire. Because we know the date of the medication. And we know when we buy, they get it. So do not leave it there. Do not leave it there for it to expire. Because all this shame of are you doing the wrong thing. Let me tell you something, Mr. Scott. We all Grenadians. Even if I vote for NMP, you as the Prime Minister and your other ministers not supposed to suffer us because you alone could not have run for office. Your party alone could not. You must have somebody to challenge you. And it's wrong for what you are doing. Right? It's wrong to suffer in NNP people. And all the suffering are your own supporters. Because I've seen that, Mr. Deacon Mitchell. My name is Camille Teresa Scott. I've seen some of your own supporters bawling and suffering. They're saying they can't look how they're going through. They had a 2 gun on their hand. And they never see that in the history of Grenada. Or they stop doing this wrong thing. Look, this morning when I reach in town, somebody tell me all the bank people outside, they're making noise of it. But I don't know what it is all about, so I can't say, make no comment about that. So I didn't watch the news or nothing, so I don't know. I don't know. And Mr. Deacon Mitchell, please, try and help these young people. Young people in Grenada are very frustrated. Try and give these people a little work. Open the bushing program. Let people cut by the road. Too much of bush, sir. Too much of bush. You understand? Try and do something. Sheldon, next thing, my good friend that living in Bolio, I don't have to call she name. And she didn't tell no lie. She living close to the NNP office. two young men come to take pictures at the building. I don't know if they want to paint it over for the people. They come and they go and take pictures. She told me that this afternoon.
Well, I could tell you this, Cammy. I received a report that the building that I'm in right now, that 2 Sundays ago, some gentlemen came, they park up in front and they make sure and they take pictures and video.
Yes. She told me that this afternoon.
And it's not anybody from the New National Party, so I don't know if they're making a rounds.
Not NNP supporters.
Yeah.
Them is the NDC people. And I don't know why. Why they behave this way. You will not stay there forever, you know. NDC will not stay in office forever. So when are you do all these wrong things to the Grenadian people? I want to know when you are one day in office, what you all going to do. All who there on the radio calling, send everybody home and calling people all kind of names. It's in Grenada all you have to stay, you know. In Grenada all you can stay. I don't want no way. I don't want me these people in this country. You understand? Stop doing wrong things to the Grenadian people. Good night, Mr. Scott.
All right, but yeah, you stay blessed. The 44073s. I know someone was trying to call on the overseas line. Let me see. Hello, good night.
Hello.
Hi, good night.
How are you doing?
I am quite fine. Go right ahead. You're live.
Yeah. You know, that number is show up there on your system there. My phone. Give me a call back when the program over. As soon as you will call me back.
The problem is I didn't see a number show up. So what you can do is WhatsApp me on the same number. Do you have WhatsApp?
Yeah, I have WhatsApp, but I cannot have.
Okay, well, I'll try to get it. I'll try to and get it. Or call me immediately when the program is done.
All right, okay.
Yeah, that'll work, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, Sheldon.
Okay, no problem. Yes, indeed. And the Prime Minister has traveled. Yes, the Prime Minister, yes, he's traveled again. I think he's out until when? Nearly the middle of July? Yeah. Let's see, I wonder where the Prime Minister gone this time. All right, so Prime Minister Mitchell is out of state for meetings in Canada, Trinidad, and Tobago, and the Bahamas. So when he go in Canada, he getting the visa thing sorted out. Right. So, and don't say that there's NNP that caused it and how we had it. So, no. All the other countries that have CBI programs, they got the visa-free travel for people that had visa before or have U.S. visas. In our case, we were not given it. Just us and Dominica, we were not given it. There's a reason for that. All right? There are reasons for that. And the reasons started under the NDC. All right? Nice. So it says here, Prime Minister Mitchell is out of state for meetings in Canada, Trinidad, and Tobago, and the Bahamas. And caller on the overseas line, you can call now. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell will leave the country today. That is Fisherman's birthday, so he gone today to attend celebratory events in the commemoration of the government's first year in office. I know why he take money to go and celebrate that. I hope it's NDC paying for it and not we. If you're going to celebrate NDC thing, it better be the NDC paying for it and not us. All right, good. The 50th anniversary of the Caribbean community and the 50th anniversary of the independence of the Bahamas. The events will be held in Canada, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, respectively. Prime Minister Mitchell will deliver the feature address at a gala hosted by the Toronto chapter of the National Democratic Congress. There's a GIS thing I read in this, right, on Saturday, July 1st in Toronto, Canada, and lead a town hall meeting with members of the Grenadian diaspora in Toronto, Canada on Sunday, July the 2nd. The Prime Minister will then travel to Trinidad and Tobago on Monday, July 3rd for the 45th regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM. The meeting, scheduled to be held in Port of Spain from July 3rd to 5th, will cover several recurring and new issues such as the CARICOM single market and economy, climate change, including climate finance, agriculture and food security, and health. Yeah, you go in and CARICOM and talk about security, but you ain't talking to the people that put him in office and paying for everything. You ain't talking to us about security, but you go in and CARICOM to go and talk about security. But anyway, good luck, Mr. Prime Minister. We like that. Nice. Go ahead. Yeah, we like it. Yeah. Finally, Prime Minister Mitchell will journey to the Bahamas on Thursday, July the 6th where he will participate in a series of engagements as part of the nation's 50th anniversary of independence celebrations that include the Prime Minister's Ball. Yeah, so I hope he has his proper suit and thing. He go in the ball. The National Reenactment of Independence. Yeah, so the play that they go in and do like they're raising the flag and thing again. And the Governor General State Reception, another ball and thing. Drink, eat them thing, fancy food, right? Prime Minister Mitchell will be accompanied in Canada and Trinidad and Tobago by Minister of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development, Honorable Joseph Andal. The failure of the minister. Waste that time. Fire he. The Prime Minister is scheduled to return on July 12, 2023. Honorable Philip Telesford, Minister for Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs, another failure, has been appointed as acting Prime Minister in the absence of Prime Minister Mitchell. Well, Prime Minister Mitchell, you need to come back and you could stay in Canada or one of them. That's my concern. You could stay in one of them places because you're going there. You ain't coming back with nothing, no. Nothing but pictures and good memories. And plus, we do hope that the delegation that has been announced is the delegation, because we know there's a tendency by the NDC administration that when they announce a particular delegation, that you have people who are not officially announced but paid for officially on the delegation. So you might hear the Prime Minister going. Next thing you might realize you have a secretary with him and you have a cameraman with him. We expect him to have a security with him. He's our head of government. So we expect him to have a security with him. But you just end up hearing he has secretary with him, and he has cameraman with him, and he has people to carry cameraman bag. You see all kind of thing going on with these things. All we are saying is that when these trips are taking place and you're out of the state for this extended period of time, there must be some sort of benefit to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. In all of these trips, I'm still trying to see what are the benefits to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. The NDC meeting, so that is your political thing. Yeah, political parties have their external branches, and from time to time, the leaders and members go and meet with them. Okay, all well and good. You go on there. But while you're in Canada, please take the opportunity here. While you're in this meeting up there, Mr. Prime Minister, that one day, please take the time and try and speak to them about the visa problem. Yeah, the visa thing. See if you could get to meet Trudeau or at least one of the lower level people, because he might want to meet you. So try and meet one of the other people and them and see how you could get that sorted out, right? Yeah, and when in the CARICOM meeting and that kind of thing there, and you're talking about security, please, when you come back, talk to us about security too, because we want to know. We want to hear what's taking place. And the Bahamas thing, as far as I'm concerned, you didn't want to go, but it's you get a trip. Yeah, enjoy. We lost that call. 440-7377. And yes, overseas line are waiting on you. 347-329-3101. Give us a call back. All right? Yeah, so those of you who are trying to reach us on the overseas line, I'm not going to take that. I'm taking your call. Call me. All right? Nice. Beautiful. So yeah, Prime Minister traveling again. Yeah, man. Thing nice. Thing real nice. 440-737. A bunch of traveling, and I tell you, the people in St. John, they say it already. They say, yeah, I going to Panama, you know.
I going to Panama. I got to go to Panama.
And they say, if you see who the minister put to talk on she behalf, they said people must go and ask Hubbards about the individual. You know me, I like personal attack, but that is what the people in St. John's tell me say. They say, ask Hubbards about who she put to represent her. I don't know what they mean. That is all they say. Nice.
Passport Panama, here I come. Some say that they come to some talking about them.
And we have a caller on the line. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hi, good night. How are you?
Good night, Talking Points family. I'm fine, thank you.
All right, wonderful.
I just wanted to say thank you to your program, because of the program, the facility in Grenada were able to collect the supplies today.
Wonderful.
The message was delivered loud and clear to the intended recipient. The letter was released, and the facility was able to pick up all the items, and they let us know that they received it safely.
So in less than 48 hours, we were able to get done what they couldn't do for all this time.
Exactly. I'm still waiting waiting on some kind of information as to what happened to the previous set that was sent out since last year. It's over a year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still waiting on that. And I would like to know something, an apology, something, an explanation as to what happened.
And what items were in that package that was sent last year that you can't get a response on?
So it was 3 examination beds. You know the examination beds when you go to the medical centers that they put the patient on and they examine them?
Mm-hmm.
It was 3 of them. And those, they each had drawers, and in those drawers we had like the papers for the table, for the bed that you put on the bed. So each time a patient gets up, you put a new roll and you cover the bed with a new piece. That was there, several rolls. In the drawers we had blood pressure machines, finger stick machines. We had a lot of wound care supplies. We had betadine, we had gauze, we had dressings, we had bacitracin. We also had diapers, and we had a lot of stuff for dressing, for wound care.
Mm-hmm. And all of that has disappeared?
All of that has disappeared. One facility, because we do have members down there, and they don't realize we do have members that living down there. Some of them had retired. They are still members, but they retired, so they're in Grenada. And sometimes one of them, but one came from up here, went to the facilities and looked, and what they did was they exchanged. They took, wherever they put the ones we sent, they removed the old one and sent it to one of the facilities, not thinking that we would go and check.
Okay, so you all sent some of these stuffs to specific health facilities.
Specific.
And what they did, they took the good one and they sent an old one to the facility instead.
Only one facility got an old one. The other 2 received nothing.
My goodness. Well, it's even worse than I thought. All right.
And like I said, in the drawers were packed. We had gauze, we had blood pressure machines, we had finger stick machines, we had wound care supplies, betadine, all of those things were in there. We had wipes, we had masks, we had the Lysol wipes that you disinfect. We had a few containers of those. We had boxes of masks, all of those things. The supplies, the price was over $4,000, and then we paid another $1,500 to ship through Compass. Okay? So it was about the total approximately $6,000.
Wow. And up to now,
this is money that came out from individual members' pockets, because it was right after COVID, and we didn't do any fundraising to get money too, because usually we do fundraising, and that's where we take the money and buy stuff to send. But for COVID, since we didn't have anything, individual members took money out of their pockets.
So it's confirmed that the ministry did get the items, but that the items disappeared after that.
We got a letter from Compass. Derek James received the bill of lading. They took the letter from Derek James. They were sent home. Derek James and the group were sent home. Compass gave us word that it was signed, but we have a paper with the signature. We just can't figure out what's the signature exactly. But if it comes down to that, Compass would have to give us a name as to who picked it up, because they're supposed to print and not just sign.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that, and we know it was picked up. Okay? So I'm not understanding why. I mean, I was told, okay, call me, email me, whatever, contact me. Where is the belly and the guts now? The only thing I'm saying is the guts, probably breadfruit guts that you peel off when you cook a breadfruit, and you know the piece inside that you take out and throw. That's the only guts I'm seeing. Because if it was real guts, you would stand up and face the music when you told me to call you and you didn't answer your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I emailed you, you would have answered. So where's the guts?
No, but this is very disturbing, because it for a lot of people that may want to donate directly to the government now, they are having second thoughts when they think that what has been happening here, container there with stuff, we have to make noise here to get another set of stuff out, and stuff coming last year and just disappearing. People are concerned about that, and they may not want to give in the way that they ought to give and they want to give because of that.
Sharon, you know what I did last year after I realized the stuff was started missing and stuff? Like I say, I come to Grenada every August. Last year, what I did, I came down with 15 boxes of albuterol solution. That's for people with asthma and stuff like that. You know what I did? Instead of taking it to the hospital like I would normally do take things, I put it out on Facebook. People can tell you. I put it out on Facebook, and I said, first come, first serve. A bunch of people inboxed me. I made arrangements, and I handed it to them personally. I never took it to the hospital. You know why? Because then you're going to take it, charge people a lot of money, and it's not fair. So I gave it to, and that's what I'm going to start doing now. When I come down and I come with stuff, I'm going to give it to individual people.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not going to waste time sending it to no hospital anymore because it's not fair. It's not right. It's not nice.
Oh, boy. Well, we hope at least that you can get a response in relation to the items that you sent last year. And I will encourage you, because we still belong to the most beautiful country on earth, the most wonderful country on earth. We just have the worst government on earth. To still do what you are doing and still try to assist the people. Don't make the people suffer because of incompetence on behalf of those in charge. If you all can still continue sending, send. Just make proper note, and if they make the mistake of what they did last year again, we're going to call them out immediately. Yeah, but I would say still try and send.
Yeah, they're not going to stop me because I send, Sheldon, I give to people. People inbox me, they ask me for stuff, they'll tell you I don't hesitate. But I'm not going to put that out. You understand?
Yeah.
I give to individual people because those people are innocent people. Okay?
Yeah.
And people are really struggling. I could tell you from now that I'm getting more inbox now to asking for stuff than in the previous years. It's like everybody, having issues. It's like every week 2, 3, 4 people inboxing me. Before it wasn't that much. So if things boots on the ground, as we say, why are all these people crying out and begging?
Boots on the ground.
Because they need help. They need help. The boots on the ground, yes, but it went through the soil. It's too muddy, and it went through under, and it's thick underneath there.
The bottom fall out.
It fall out. It goes down deep. It cover up. It buried.
Oh, my goodness. Wendy, I'd like to thank you so very much for your call.
I thank you, Sheldon.
No, but I want to thank you so very much for what you have been doing long before and continue to do for Grenada and intend to continue to do for Grenada. On behalf of all of us, we want to thank you. All right, my dear?
Sheldon, can I say one thing before I leave?
You could say 12 if you want because you use Wendy.
I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Honorable Derek James. I miss him. I'm serious.
You would have make sure that it was done. Yeah.
Because if he was there, we wouldn't have to be going through this.
Can guarantee
he
you.
went above and beyond. Even when he was in New York, anything we had, he was there. And like I always tell my uncle, because my uncle was the consul general before he came in. And I always say to my uncle, I said, you know what? Derek James was always there for us. I told him that. I said he was always there for us. No matter what we have, he made it his duty to come in. He went to Grenada, and he still continued to help and support us. And I just want to thank him for that.
Okay, my dear. Thank you so very much, and we will be in touch.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye. Good
All
night,
right.
everyone.
Bye-bye. Yes, folks. Yeah, that's one of the people from the Grenada Nurses Association out there in New York. They have been sending things. And again, you see, the way I think is that at the end of the day, once they send, once it gets into Grenada and it's used for the proper purposes, we'll all benefit. So I would never say to them, okay, stuff disappeared last year and you can't get a response, or they're messing up with stuff that you send now to stop send. I will say continue to send. They have to straighten out themselves and do things in the proper way. Yeah? But don't let that be the reason that you stop trying to help your fellow Grenadian people. We live in the most beautiful country on earth. Yeah? We are the best people on earth. we have the worst government on earth. That's how I see it. All right? Nice, beautiful. And folks, I promised to do it at 9. 9 has gone. But let me just remind you, right? So the New York chapter, they're having that fundraising drive for school supplies. So it's either you come in and buy eats and drinks and things and help, yeah, or you bring in stuff too. Right, so they backpacks, notebooks, pens, pencils, crayons, pencil sharpeners, erasers. And as I said, one of the listeners said, they said calculators, geometry sets, those sort of things too. So donations drop off will be this Saturday, right? This Saturday, July 1st from 12 noon at 535 East 19th Street. You have to say East 19 instead of E19. You see, I don't spend much time in New York, and I pass out a couple times, but I don't spend long. 2-3 days and out. Nice, right? So my good partner Wade tell me, he said the E is for East, idiot. So 535 East 19th Street. Food and drinks will be on sale. Surprise raffle will be drawn at the event. For more information, contact the Great Gracelyn, and her number is 917-582-6406. All right. So for those of you that are in New York and you can assist, head on out and assist with that one. All right. Nice. So you have the information there, just in case a little thing here. You have the information right there. All right, good, great. Let me just make it a little smaller and thing there. Nice. I want people to be able to see everything. Yeah, right. Nice, right? So that is taking place on this Saturday out there in Brooklyn. All right. Yeah, so yeah, Brooklyn. Yeah, East 19th Street. Yeah, that's Brooklyn somewhere there. Nice, good. Right, take 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Nice, right? Yeah, so we playing the fisherman birthday thing there. They said, minister not the fisherman birthday, the minister not there. Send, yeah. See, they send a kind of representative.
I had to finish the movie long when I reach in the next verse. But meanwhile, I going to Panama. I got to go to Panama, mama. What is it they have over there? Making just gone clear. Some say that they gone with some say that it's tender. Them talking about weed. I hear them mention what? I don't like old dog.
You know what? I've actually heard. Remember the former labor commissioner that was unceremoniously removed and fired and so? Sources have indicated that they have provided the individual with a new job. Yes, I'm hearing that there's a possibility that that individual is now working at the Maurice Bishop International Airport in the HR department. Sister, you get nice sales to the tail. They are no right to do you what they do you. Don't take bribe, you know. Don't take no bribe and feel like you walk and all kind of thing. Yes, sue the tail. You understand? Don't let them feel they could do that to any and anybody. And then all you could just take quiet and take bribe. Don't take no bribe. Sue them. All right? Yeah. And I mentioned something on Monday, and apparently some people didn't hear about it. So, good night, listener. I got your message. Yes, a silent listener. I got your message, listener. Thank you so very much. Let me take this because I have another one to speak about. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Scott.
Hi, good night. How are you?
I'm good. I've been listening to you, man.
All right, thank you.
Yes, I'm calling you to tell you about the fish market, the ice machine in the fish market about 3 months now. You're not working and they say they're getting cat fight, and up to now the two Thomas come there, try to take out pictures, and nobody don't want to see them.
That's in Guave. In Guave or Tom?
Grenville.
In Grenville? Oh, God, he ain't having a problem in Guave too. Wow.
About 3 months now you don't working. People have to go where's and buy ice and fish. And fishermen have to go in Calico buy ice and fish. It's like
so fishermen couldn't even make a look at ice cream, no ice to make a look at ice cream for fisherman birthday?
I'm telling you.
Nah, man, that ain't good enough. You know, if it was under the NNP, you know, right now, all radio program every day here, ain't it?
I know that. I know that. I didn't listen to your program, boss.
All right, my brother. I hadn't known that issue was taking place. I'm glad that you've called and raised it. Yeah. All right. Thank you so very much.
Yes, you're welcome, right.
Well, the way that you hear the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries speaking, you would swear that we're not having these problems again. because I'm hearing, I'm not sure, somebody from St. John, well, right now they're busy in the streets and you know St. John, that fisherman birthday, could tell me, right? But I've heard that there's a similar problem in St. John when it comes to ice. Remember, if they don't have the ice, they cannot preserve the fish in the way that it ought to be preserved. We run the risk of losing the ability to send fish to the European Union if they do an inspection and they find these places without ice. You run a risk. Yeah, so you have to ensure that that is solved. Yes, we know it's an ice maker. These things aren't built to never break down. They break down from time to time. We know that. But 3 months? 3 months, that the caller said. 3 months that it's down. Come on, man. You had to do something in relation to that. What are they doing to solve that particular issue? You don't hear them talking about that. The impression they gave is like all is well when it comes to the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and that kind of thing. And as we could see, that definitely is not the reality of the situation. 440-7377. So as a present to the fishermen for Fisherman Birthday, give them a late present. Fix them ice machine. Nice? Yeah. Was under the New National Party. All you hear them every morning. I hear them on every radio program. No ice, no ice, no ice, no ice, no ice. Right now, you ain't nothing. If that caller had not called, I would not have known that there was that problem in St. Andrew. And again, I spoke on something on Monday and I've gotten 1 or 2 questions in relation to it. Let me just go over the story quickly again. Now, there is a particular public worker working within the Ministry of Youth and Sport. At least they used to work. They have now been transferred. They were working within the Ministry of Youth and Sport. From the moment that this NDC administration came in, they have labeled particular workers within that ministry. You is an NP, you had to go, you is this, we had to transfer you, we had to demote you, we had to move you here. Because remember, you've seen the individual who was a PS within that ministry demoted and given a desk down in Ministry of Education to do God knows what. So this is what has taken place there. They targeted specific people within the ministry. Now, I personally have known that worker. I've known that worker going on probably about, I would say about 15 years now. I've known that worker. I have never known that worker to get involved in a political conversation. And all you know me, I'm politics. I'm always talking politics and so. I've never known that worker to get involved in a political conversation. If they're making a joke about something or so, maybe then. But never to say, well, I'm supporting this party, I'm supporting that party. I cannot say, and I know them 15 years, I cannot say that I know that particular public servant, that they support party A or party B. And in fact, the idea of thinking of which political party they support has never even come to mind. Because they're the kind of individual that come to work, do their work, go home. They'll make joke with people, they're good with everybody, and they go home. They come, but one thing, they make sure they get their job done. Yeah? From the time the NDC has come in, it's all kind of old talk. Because I've been hearing it from different people within the ministry. You've been hearing it filtering out. That, oh, that person had to go, and that person is an NNP, and that one had to go, and that it have other people that have qualifications that want the job that that individual has. Well, had, because now, as I said, they've been transferred. So we're hearing that, hey, we had to transfer that person until they slip a note under that individual's door. Now, the individual had some medical issues, and so they were out for a while. They came back. And while they're on work now, a note is slipped under their door. After all that's being said about them in the ministry, that they had to go and they had to get rid of them and all kind of thing. A note is slipped under the door. Nobody wants you here, meaning within the Ministry of Youth and Sport. Nobody wants you here. Why don't you just die? Well, obviously, that letter was taken to the Royal Grenada Police Force, the Criminal Investigation Department. And again, Criminal Investigation Department decide that they're moving slow on this thing. So from what I've heard inside there, about the following week or so, or even the week after, that they finally call in the young lady to ask some questions and different things about who she think might have done it and that kind of thing. Somebody threatening somebody's life. And you take over a week before you call the person in and you try to investigate and find out what is going on. They drop a letter to you. It's an open threat. Why don't you just die? It's the same as saying, better you're dead, and if you're willing, we're willing to help you, go there, you know. And you telling me take over a week for my RGPF that I always boasting about that is the best in the Caribbean, and I still believe is the best in the Caribbean. It take over a week for them to start the investigation process in relation to that. Come on, man. It's obvious that politics to play in this thing. It's obvious politics is at play. Statements have been made by the most senior people within that ministry against the individual. And then you all slip a note under the door threatening their life. There's a person with children. Well, at least a child. And there's the kind of thing that you all doing it until the person had to basically leave that ministry and go into our next ministry for peace of mind. But who knows if they don't get peace of mind? Because if you've labeled them as a NNP, you know what one staff member told me? They say, Senator Scott, because they still call me Senator Scott. They say, Senator Scott, if you check the voters list, the person they're accusing of being a NNP, they name it even on the voters. This person is not political. I just be in everything NNP have all over the country, whether it's rally, village meeting, all sort of thing. I've never seen them, even close. I can't even say I see them in a car passing on the outside. Never in anything political or so. Always, the only place I see on work and off work. They go to work and then they see the leave and they go home. But yet still, because certain people within the ministry want their job. And don't feel I don't know who it is, you know. And when I get back, I call in your name, you know. Yes, you from St. Andrews. Don't feel I know who he is, you know. Yes, you lady. That all you're going behind the lady just because you want a job. So spread the information to the minister and others. That is a NNP. All you need to get rid of them. And next thing you know, note slipping on the door. What kind of thing is that? For you, the Ministry of Youth, to be leading on telling people about conflict resolution and how to deal with things like that. Instead of that, you creating conflict and threatening people within the ministry? That's the kind of thing that's taking place. We have people chopping and stabbing people out there, young people who need guidance and direction. We're not saying yet there's a plague of it. Grenada is still the safest place to visit in the Caribbean, and I'll tell anybody that. But we have a spike in crime. We have more crime than we usually have. There's not the level that we just be at. For us to be coming to the end of June, and you already have more murders than you had in the whole of 2022, tells us that we're in a place that we really don't want to be. You're having a spike. And times like this is when you implement a plan where your Royal Grenada Police Force have their work they have to do. The Ministry of Youth has their job that they're supposed to do, going into the communities, interacting and meeting with these young people, speaking with them, offering pathways to success to these young people, offering alternatives to negative and violent behavior to these young people, trying to give them an alternative to what they face right now. That is what the Ministry of Youth is supposed to be doing, not slipping blasted note under people's door to threaten their life. That is what we're supposed to be having right now. And the Prime Minister still saying he ain't feeling to shuffle. Well, Mr. Prime Minister, if you don't shuffle, the people of Grenada are going to shuffle you and all of them out. Because your Ministry of Youth with 2 advisors, don't come and give me that crap about there's only 1 advisor you have within the ministry. Don't give us that crap. Please, respect our intelligence and know that we know what's going on. You are a failure. The Ministry of Youth is a failure. And for them to get up and do the job that ought to be do, they're only threatening people. Don't feel like the only person that get threatened. No. Others get threatened other ways. Oh, we're going to lock up this one, and that one had to lock up, and this one had to go to jail. Minister Ron Redhead, careful you don't end up in jail before any of those that you're threatening to lock up. Careful you don't end up in jail first. I always tell people that, you see this thing about wishing bad on people. I don't wish bad on nobody. Nobody. I wish everybody long life and success. Right? I ain't wishing bad on nobody. But you see what you're talking about? Who had to get locked up and what you find here and what you find there and all you go talk about it? Careful. You don't hear about that while you sit down in a prison cell in Richmond Hill. Careful. What you wish for other people, be very, very careful what you're wishing for other people. Your ministry is a failure. You are a failure. And your ministry is a failure. Recalibrate. Try to understand where you're going wrong. The ministry is not about politics. The ministry is about developing young people, getting them from one stage to another, offering pathways to success for young people, offering guidance and direction, even going as far as offering spiritual assistance to young people. That's why we had it as the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Religious Affairs. That is why we had it like that, because you have to offer all an alternative, a holistic approach to youth development. But you see, when I live, anyway, let me just say what I'm going to say there. When I live busy doing certain things within the ministry, that is why Allah doesn't focus on youth development. Yeah? For Allah to be focusing on youth development, all you go, all you, the Bihari girl, have her face all over the newspapers, all kind of thing, and all you know, you are lying. You all know you're lying. But her face all over the newspaper, send her to the Public Service Commission, send her in front of commission, all kind of thing. What end up happening? You all have no evidence. Yet still, her name in the newspaper, I tell her, sue George Worm. Sue him. The amount of sue he get already and he ain't paid. Still sue him. Make sure your name was one of the claimants too. So whenever they take all the assets and decide they paying Dr. Mitchell, they pay the lady the 40 grand for day from the other day, and all the others. Dr. Patrick Antoine, that he have over 500,000 and interest. Yeah, interest is accumulating on a daily basis. Over $250,000 he have for Dr. Patrick Antoine. He ain't pay and all of that. Right. So after he pay all of that, yeah, just make sure you name anything too. Instead of focusing on developing and building, they're focusing on terrorizing and being spiteful. And then they talk, what they call it again? There's a name they're calling it, There's a name they're calling this kind of thing that they're doing. It's slipping me right now. Somebody hit me it up in one of the chats or on one of the things. That is what you're supposed to be doing. Focusing on developing the young people. Yeah? Oh, Imani this, Imani that. What have you done better than Imani? The minister needs to shut up. Quite clearly and surely. Listen. Ron Redhead. Honorable Ron Redhead, if they want me to be respectful, you need to shut up. When it comes to the Imani program, what you do? Within 6 months, we were able to come in and do the Imani program that you running your mouth on right now. Within 6 months. Within a year, we had over 3,000 people under that program. In a year, all you do is spite people within the ministry, send home people and threaten who go in and get locked up. Meanwhile, you're selling people van. Without their permission. Say a lie and take me to court. Try it. Yeah? You need to shut up when it comes to those things, because you are not qualified. You are not qualified to speak on those issues. You have done nothing in relation to the development of our young people in Grenada. Yes, thank you very much, caller. Restorative justice. That's what they're calling it. Restorative justice. So a person could have been doing their job perfectly for the last 25 years, but just be on good terms with Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, or let them see you stand up in tongue speaking with Sheldon Scott, I have no middle name, and all of a sudden restorative justice coming at your door. Yeah? Restorative justice reaching you at your door. That's the kind of nonsense they're talking. And then all they go in and light candle. That's why I say it's candle blight. That could never be candlelight. That's the kind of nonsense that's taking place in our country right now, and we are supposed to accept that. You're threatening workers? Yes, you all NDC operatives within that ministry. That is what you all do. Yeah? And a good worker, you all don't know what you're doing. You all have somebody there that could assist you to get whatever program, although I know you all don't have a program, but I could get whatever program you all were conceptualizing or thinking about. You all had somebody there that understands how government works, understand how the service works and so on, that could have been used to help you forward the agenda of transformation you keep speaking about. Instead of that, you all get rid of the person, all you're dunce. No two ways about it. I ain't giving all your advice and I just stating facts. All you're dunce. Really and truly. You understand? Folks, I need to drink some water, man. Yeah, taking some water on that one. Serious.
Whoa. Don't come to me now. I don't want to hear nothing. All you go and leave me alone, man. I don't want to hear all you. Well, I don't want.
4407377 347-329-3101. Let me see if I get this call. Yeah, you know it's a WhatsApp as usual. Eh? So let me see if I can get this call coming through. Hello, good evening.
Hey, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hi, good night.
How everything?
I'm good, man. You go right ahead.
Yeah, Brother Sheldon, I just called to make an announcement concerning the breakfast. Saturday coming in front of Collins and the shop, starting at 5:30 a.m. Alright, so it's a wonderful breakfast. The breakfast that when the customer will be excited to consume. So we are asking the bypassers, villagers, come out and support that breakfast because it is for our cars. Our cars will help people that lost their job, and especially the single parents, even the bedridden, those are to help them to purchase some of the items they may need. Alright, so Brother Sheldon, I want to see continue that wonderful program. That program is very educated, and the one thing that I know, because based on that, a lot of things that happen, Brother Sheldon, the NDC, they listen to the program, especially the ministers. Because when you call and talk about things, they have no choice but to hear and take heed. Brother Sheldon, when we open word and speak, we open word and speak to try to haul and pull on government. And why we asking government to do better, treat people better. Treat people better, because every human being deserves to be treated as a human being. Right? And the school almost going to be closed, and as the parents need some money to purchase some books for the school, for the children to go back to school. You have a registration coming up again. They need the money, and it's very difficult. The parents who was working and receiving a salary, they're out of a job. They have no fault of theirs. How will they make it? So I'm just asking God to please reach out and help. Do something that will help the people. If you could give them something, pull back the 150 back on the seed. The faith workers that you send home, you didn't give them a cent, pay them. So that money that you owe them, they could get money to assist in purchasing the student school books and getting food for children to eat. Well, I shouldn't have a blessed night.
All right, thank you very much, caller. Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That's the number for you to get on to the inside of tonight's program. You see, that does feel we forget things. So that does feel we forget, for instance, let me see if I could pull that one up here. Yeah, that does feel we forget. Remember, yeah, and we're supposed to be having, there was supposed to be a joint release in relation to this particular issue, isn't it? Yeah, there was supposed to be a joint release in relation to this particular issue, as far as I know. Isn't it? Yeah, and that was since March the 17th. There was supposed to be a joint release in relation to that issue. We're still waiting for the joint release, man. I know if they're waiting until marijuana get legalized for the joint release. We have a call online. Good night.
Yes,
hey, girl.
Yes. Mr. Give me $50 so that he forget to tell you when I call earlier on.
That's no problem. We know I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. So I put it in a little brown envelope.
Yeah, hold it there.
Yes.
All right, okay. But there. So you put that towards the school books.
Well,
no, that's.
Who is it, lady?
Don't worry, I'm going to explain it in a little while. I'm going to explain it when you're off.
The lady with the thing under the door.
Uh-huh.
Yes. One I see co-worker tell me they send this thing and push it under the door to frighten the woman, you know. Yes. So it's not right. But don't worry. Don't worry, Sheldon.
I'm not worried.
They have to stay. And it's the same people that are staying home and doing them all. I have to give them a glass of water one day. You don't worry. Do not worry about them, about these people. They will not give back the 150, trust me. And leave them, let it travel, let it fly, leave them. Don't worry about that. You're going to see what will happen to them in Grenada. You're going to see, you ask God to give you long life, health, and strength, and let you don't deaf you, and you don't blind. You're going to see every one of these people if God keep you around for a little while. You're going to see what will happen to them. Trust me. Mark my word tonight. Have a good night.
All right, my dear. Thank you. Yeah, they promised us doing all kind of thing. Next thing we see all kind of documents on Jenny Simon's show. We start to see documents start to show up and all kind of thing. Yeah, you see documents in relation to who pay what paid. Let me see, 10,000 on the 13th of March 2023. Balance to pay 8,000 on the 17th. May 20. Look like they are part of that come out day. And we see the minister's signature day. And who is it? What? Django is he? Django is he witnessed by? Ian Thomas, Django, that does the same security contract man who looking for the street cleaning contract and is an advisor there. That not the same man? Ah, cha. Come on, man, minister. Talking about who go to jail and all kind of thing. Careful what you wish on other people. Yeah, let me pull it up for you. I want to see what I'm talking about. Yeah, you understand? Look who's signature here. Ian Thomas. You understand? So pay 10,000, you understand? On the 13th and the 3rd. Ting. Balance to pay 8,000 on the 17th of May. That's the same day the newspaper article come out and thing. And we see the signature of the minister. Yeah, pay ting. That person hand tremble on the sign boy. Right? And witness, right? Nice run red head. Ting. So we see the whole thing there, you understand? Nice, yeah. If all you want to hear the full story, all you have to go and look for Auntie Jenny's thing on YouTube. She could give you a proper reckoning of the entire situation. Better than I could. Yeah? So I want you to go and look for shit. Not this program. I think it was last week or week before program. Go and listen to it and you will get she will give a good account of what took place. We have a call online. Good night.
Yeah, good night, brother Sheldon. Who are you, sir?
I'm quite fine, Pastor. How are you doing?
Doing good, doing all right. Doing
okay.
Good, thanks. You know, brother Scott. I still cannot come to grips with what's really going on from the leadership side of our country. Because take for example, all right, you would have your politician, your political members, or your parliamentarians doing so much injustice to the people, and you at the leadership, you would not be heard making mention of any of those things, or having your members recant or change their attitude towards the people. I just cannot understand. I remember when Dr. Mitchell was in office. This gentleman always warned the supporters to look out for one another, love one another, share with one another. Make sure that you don't take everything for yourself. I don't want to sound as if robbery had been taking place and people grabbing everything. But that's the idea here, that people must look out for one another. Share, in other words. And the way they are behaving is the cause for this attitude of the supporters, and it's like they're sucking the puppy, they're sucking the dog after the supporters of the New National Party. NDC supporters, they're sucking the the dogs.
You sure it's dog you're saying or boys? You sure it's dog or boys you're saying? You know, in this country, sometimes we just hear dog and you really mean boys.
So sorry, Mr. Speaker. I mean what I say. Just go right or wrong from the time these people come into office to today, 365 days in office, right? And counting days. Yeah, you never hear our Prime Minister warns of any of his members to stop and to look out for one another and to do good. Yet for all, they call the name God. They call the name Jesus. Some of them are pastors. Some of them are religious leaders. But they are vindictive. They are conniving. They like problems. They love their own self more than loving their neighbors. Take, for example, again, before I go. Since 2021, that massive project up there at St. Patrick's, that's the multi-purpose center at the, what's the name of that secondary school, the Seventh-day Adventist Comprehensive School?
Yeah, the school that was completed there for a couple $1 million. Well, that was started by Pamela Moses, yeah?
Yes, $8.3 million.
They didn't even have the decency to invite her to the opening, I'm sure, because she wasn't there. They didn't have the decency.
I don't even. Well, that is what I'm saying. That's what I'm coming to. And the Honorable Minister of Education, like a peacock, taking all the praise for themselves. But listen, Grenadians, let me tell you all in authority this. Grenadians, they are taking note. And believe it, the persons that you would have thought would have voted for you that was NDC, let me tell you, they weren't NDC, they were NNP supporters who you try to bribe and to influence. Some persons are weaker than others. But listen, they have already come back on board. We haven't lost our base. The base is there. And when given a chance to go back to the polls, right? You're gonna see what I'm talking about. 15 again. 15. You're talking about opposition? The Queen, the Governor General, a matter of fact, will have to appoint the opposition. Watch and you will see. Because you're not coming through. You all are not doing right. You all are two hypocrites. And you all like to set up people and do wrong things. If you believe in God, He's taking note of you. And He's coming after you. He's coming. I have my right to air my voice as a citizen of this country, this beautiful country. Don't worry. God is taking note.
All right.
Have a good night.
Thank you very much, Pastor. And indeed, and I lost that call. 440-7377. And I want to just bring up one final issue for tonight. I know we have roughly about 20 minutes remaining. I want to bring up one final issue before tonight is over. Now, I've listened again to the Prime Minister and his statement that he made in relation to the CBI program. And let me just get that one here. But before we go to it, let's take this call and then, rather than having the caller calling while we're doing it. Hello, good night.
Yeah, Shalom, good night, bro. How are you?
Hey, I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
Thanks be to God, good.
All right.
Yeah, I just want to say, from time to time I'll call this program and I raise issues. I must say, I give me no pleasure in raising some of the things that I raise, okay? But I wanted to speak tonight about a situation. I have some relatives came in from England, a family of 8, came in from England about 2 weeks ago. And shortly after, one of them got ill and suspected a stroke. It seemed like a suspected stroke. He was admitted to the hospital. Within a matter of days of coming, he got a stroke. He was admitted to the hospital, and for more than a week, the relative been going and asking, and all they keep telling them is that he has to get a scan, he has to go. And they say, where he has to get a scan, he has to go to St. George's for the scan. They would be leaving and coming back and going and visit. And it's only today, the wife was saying to me that they found out from, when they say, well, how is it taking so long to get the scan? And they say, well, you have to pay for the scan. And the lady is a lady who worked in the British Health Service for all of her life. And she is so disgusted and even appalled at the maybe customer service attitude or the, I don't know, whoever, nurse or whoever. And as she was saying, she couldn't even get to speak to the doctor. Every time she goes, the doctor is not available because she wants an update. She works in the health. She used to work in the health sector in England. So she says, is this the way things are being done? She said, it's not a problem. Had we known, we would have paid for it. But every day, he has to get a scan. And she's thinking that they'll take him from the hospital. Because one day she even said that I think he's in St. George's. So the family in Grenada was looking forward to go to look for him in St. George's, thinking he's gone to the hospital, admitted down there. Then the afternoon, he's still at the hospital in Princess Alice and so on. You know, so I just want to say we need to do better. And here I'm not necessarily speaking about government, but us as a people need to do better in situations like that. Because the paying was no problem. I mean, he's been languishing there for more than a week. And the thing is that they're scheduled to leave on Saturday. They only came in for 2 weeks. And they're scheduled to leave on Saturday. So tomorrow, Friday, and then Saturday, they're expected to fly out. You know, and I think they paid for the test, finally got it on. That thing they told them the results has to come back from Trinidad and things. So I just want to say we need to do better as a people, you know, when it comes to our attitude and service to people. And it goes right across the board. Here I'm not laying any blame necessarily on government, but maybe government has a role in terms of, you know, sensitizing people, their employees, and so as to the proper way of handling things. And I'm not complaining because it happened to relatives of mine or anything like that. But in general, we need to do a lot better, just the way we communicate and giving information. And that's my contribution. I'm just upset, and so have a good night. God bless.
Thank you so very much, caller. Again, it deals with how the administration deals with these things. Folks, I want to talk a bit about a statement that the Prime Minister made this week. In order to talk about that statement, I need to play this clip. I know Somali doesn't want to hear the Prime Minister, but I think that it is necessary that I play this, and then we'll have that discussion.
Now, Prime Minister, what have you done and other members of your administration who were CBI agents before the election to ensure to minimize notions of conflicts of interest? So in other words, as your law firm is registered as a CBI agent, so is Mr. Cornwall and Ms. Andrea St. Bernard. What are you doing to ensure that there are no conflicts of interest there?
Well, just to clarify, my law firm has never been a CBI agent. That's what.
Well, except on the website. Go ahead.
No, let me finish. I've been at pains to say that. I was a partner, not my firm, myself. Was a partner in a separate business called Mitchell and Partners Inc., where I was the principal of that entity. Both as relates to my law firm and that entity, I do not practice. Right? Okay. So that's clear, and I've made that clear. I do not work in my law firm, nor do I work in Mitchell and Partners, and so I certainly have nothing to do with this. In fact, I think I've made a point. I've been at pains to communicate to the CBI office repeatedly that obviously I'm not a practicing CBI agent. Similarly, I'm not a practicing attorney at law because I am unable to do so. And the same, I think, applies for Honorable Minister Cornwall, who holds a ministerial portfolio. So therefore, as a public servant, he can't practice privately. Ms. St. Bernard is an advisor to the government, but she's not a public servant in the same capacity as myself and Minister Cornwall. And so in those circumstances, her business continues. So what I can certainly say to you, that in my capacity as Prime Minister and former Minister of Finance, certainly if any applications were to come to Cabinet that in any way or form would have been coming from or emanating from, because the way CBI works is you can have applications that might have been started an entire year but would not reach Cabinet. We certainly have recused ourselves.
There is a due diligence process that,
yeah. So we certainly would have recused ourselves from any decision as to whether or not to grant approval in those circumstances. I can certainly say to you, in my time in Cabinet, there's only been one instance where I had to do so. And I believe there's been one instance where Minister Cornwall would have had to do so. And obviously the minutes would have reflected that we would not have been part of
yeah. Now, folks, there are several things there. And I've spoken about the fact that recusing yourself don't mean that you ain't making money off it. Because he's the prime minister. He appoints a minister. Well, he makes the recommendation to the governor general to just sign, because they might want to nitpick and say, well, he ain't signing. He is the individual that goes to the governor general and say, remove that minister from that portfolio and give them that portfolio. Yeah? Do you expect that team of ministers whose position that they hold are dependent on him to go there and say that anything that Mitchells and Partners bring, shoot it down, don't give? Come on, really and truly? But my main point I want to make tonight is in relation to, and I'm turning around for this one, Miss Andrea St. Bernard. Now, he's saying that and what he's basically saying is that she's not employed, she's not a public officer, she's employed by the state of Grenada. You refuse to tell us how much she's being paid, because that question has been asked on more than one occasion, and while her name has been mentioned, we do not know what her salary is. But we definitely know that she's being paid by the state of Grenada, not by the NDC, not by Deacon Mitchell. She's being paid by the Grenadian taxpayer. And as such, she's also, and I want you all to pay attention to something here, there is the Integrity in Public Life Act. I don't know how well some of you all would be able to see this here, of 2013. Yeah, and there are general principles, different things in relation to that. It speaks of a conflict of interest. In other words, if you are involved in a CBI company, yeah, you cannot work for the CBI in government. You can't work for that body. That's a conflict of interest. Yeah? So you can't be working there. Nice? So she has a company. We are pretty sure she has. I realize the location change, but she has a company, because since we've started speaking about this, several things have changed on the website. One, the Prime Minister has removed his name, not his company, but he's removed his name. Mr. Dennis Cornwall, whose name was still there, had it removed over the last few days. So his name has been removed. But I dare any one of you, call the mobile number and see who it belongs to. Right? Nice. Yeah, just calling. After I say this now, to go and change it. But anyhow, to go hand somebody else. But if you know that mobile number, you pretty well know. If you're one of the people that know the number, you know who that number belongs to. Right? Nice. So, this is the Integrity in Public Life Act. It speaks to conflicts of interest, and that people who are holding certain positions must not allow themselves to have conflicts of interest. And together with that, let me see if I could get a second one up here. This is another part of the Integrity in Public Life Act. It speaks about incompatible outside interests, political or public activity, reaction to improper offers, susceptibility to influence by others, and so on and so forth. But there's also, together with that, there's a schedule. Yeah? And let me pull up part of the schedule here for you that speaks to the people who are covered by the Integrity in Public Life Act. Yeah? It says chairperson and deputy chairperson of statutory bodies, innit? Chairperson and deputy chairperson of statutory bodies. So a chairperson, right? A chairperson or a deputy chairperson of a statutory bodies. And what are statutory bodies? Statutory bodies are bodies like, for instance, Gravel and Concrete, Grenada Postal Corporation, Maurice Bishop International Airport, National Lottery Authority, National Stadium Authority, the Grenada Cultural Foundation. Let me see. Other statutory bodies would include Grenlec is a statutory body, NOWASA is a statutory body, and so. And therefore, the chairperson of the board of directors of any of those entities is covered by the Integrity in Public Life Act. It is clear in the schedule. It speaks to the chairperson and deputy chairperson of those bodies. All right? I'm just laying out the case here. Because when I look under the linked profile, and let me get under the linked profile here of one Miss Andrea St. Bernard, and you can see the picture here. We know it's the same person, right? And it speaks of them legal counsel, business advisor, and so on. And let me just make it a little bigger for you all so you all could see a little better here. Instead of how I have it there, let me just pull it up a little better, man. I want you all to see better. Nice, right? So you're seeing here, it says here that she is the chairperson of the Grenada Development Bank, the same bank way right now fellas using it like a piggy bank. Yeah. And maybe I didn't mean to say piggy, maybe I meant to say boys. I know. But anyway, they're using it as a piggy bank right now. Right. So that same thing. But remember, according to what I have shown you a little while ago in the Integrity in Public Life Act, the chairperson and deputy chairperson of statutory bodies, which would therefore include this chairperson of this statutory body, has to be covered by the Integrity in Public Life Act. So the Prime Minister's statement, he's a lawyer and he ain't dunce. One thing I ain't saying about Deacon Mitchell is that he dunce. He ain't a dunce fella. Yeah? But he feel he's smarter than everybody else. Miss Andrea St. Bernard is the chairperson of the Grenada Development Bank, and as such, 1, is supposed to make declarations to the Integrity Commission, and 2, is covered under the rules of the Integrity Commission, which include that once she has outside interests or she has personal interests which come into conflict with the role that she's playing, she ought to set those aside. Yeah? That is the law. We see she's also a director here on the Grenada Electricity Services. I don't know if she's the deputy chair there, but I know she's the chairperson of the Grenada Development Bank. As such, she's in breach. Let's take this caller. Hello, good evening.
Hey, Sheldon.
Hi, good evening, sir.
How you doing, brother?
I'm quite fine, actually.
Man, I love this program, and every time you come on air, man, I just have to give you a call.
No problem, brother, anytime.
And you call these people out. I got to tell you this, though. The Prime Minister is still acting like he was a corporate lawyer. Look at all the corruption that's going on in the CBI and all these stuff. He's behaving not like a Prime Minister. He's behaving like he's doing corporate law.
Well, my brother, it's like if a criminal organization is there instead of a government. Because if you could have this kind of thing taking place and the saying is okay, nah, something definitely wrong.
He should not be involved in all this kind of mix-up with all this CBI thing. You are the Prime Minister. You got to take care of the nation's business. But he's still in campaign mode. He's still acting like a corporate lawyer with his law firm, doing his business on the side, which is very much unethical. And by the way, he's coming to Toronto this weekend, and I have to ask him a couple of questions. Question 1, why is it that Grenada and Dominica is exempted from the visa program?
Definitely, yes.
I have to ask him this question. The second question I have to ask him, what is the status of the workers that you said you were going to make full-time, the contract workers that you say you're going to make full-time? You said it was illegal. Am I right?
Yes, that was the statement.
This is 1 year. And these contract workers are still contract workers. I want to ask him what is the status of those things. The third thing I have to ask him, you went down to Lansapine with your Minister of Health who cannot deliver medicine for the hospital, and you said you were going to build a brand new hospital. What is the status? Nothing is heard about those things. So I have 3 main questions to ask him when he comes to Toronto this weekend.
My friend, I wish you good luck in getting a straight answer.
No, I'll be very candid.
He may recuse himself. He may recuse himself. He may recuse himself from answering those questions.
Because he's a smooth talker. And the NDC supporters, they know that. They know that he's a smooth talker. I mean, Sheldon, he said in the beginning that he knew what poverty is. The World Bank doesn't have to tell him about poverty. The seed program, he's going to bring it to 650. He did not do that. He said that the flight from Trinidad from Grenada to Trinidad is too expensive. He's going to get his own airline. If the other islands do not want to come along with him, he's going to go alone. What is the status of all this that you just said? That is my point.
All right. You'll get the opportunity to ask him over the weekend.
I know they're going to limit you what you have to say, because they already sent out an email saying, oh, well, seats are limited and blah, blah, blah. They're trying to contain people.
Yeah, that's the way they're operating here as well.
But they cannot contain me. I'm loose.
Yeah. Because believe me, brother, what they're trying to do is avoid facing serious questions. Not one of the people that have interviewed the Prime Minister since he started his round of meetings have asked him about the GDB and Andy William loan, which is clearly, under the law, it is illegal. None of them have asked him what does he intend to do in relation to that. Remember, the same Andy Williams is owing the government of Grenada over $2 million in back taxes. Yeah, that up to, as far as I know, up to this point has not been paid and is incurring interest on a daily basis. Right. Yeah? So let's see.
Sheldon, these guys don't have no charitable thing on their side. They don't care about ordinary poor people. They are in this business. What do Grenadians say again? They're there to eat the food? They want to just eat the food. That's all they're there for. They don't care about poor people. Anyway, my brother, just keep calling them out.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right, caller. Yes, indeed. And I'm telling you, maybe the Prime Minister, and I'm going to recommend some reading to the Prime Minister and all his ministers. Let me just take this call before I go into that. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good day. Just calling.
Yes.
The program?
Your live caller, go right ahead.
Oh, okay, yes. Good night. I normally listen to not on a everyday basis. Not on an everyday basis because how I work or so.
No problem, my dear.
But really like listening and seeing what's going on there right now. You know, I mean, I left Grenada in 2021, you know. But what I'm seeing with this administration is just like they just come to just fill their pocket and go. Fill their pockets and their friends' pockets and go. What really hurts me the most, I'm from St. George's Northeast, and I really felt it for Nimrod Olivier, because that man worked. People had known him. I remember people was calling me and asking me, who is Ron Redhead? Because they never even seen him, right? And Nimrod was a man who was there on the ground helping people, even taking money from his own pocket and helping people. And the same people didn't even vote for him. Sometimes I say, I don't even mind donating to some people, but sometimes they have a lot of snakes in the grass. Because I know people definitely who was getting the seed program, and because they hear the deacon say, well, what they're getting, that considered being poor, they want more. So they didn't vote for NNP. And now they're not getting, and then they're complaining. You understand? There's a lot of snake in the grass. You know? So I don't understand, because what I seen to me is that, like, even I was saying, even with the contractors and stuff, even though you want to get rid of the contractors but keep the workers, because at the end of the day, they all are Grenadians. They have kids, they have family, they have bills to pay. Just get rid of the contractors if you think they're affiliated with the NNP, but keep the workers. You understand? But at the end of the day, just everything is them, and that's what's going on in Grenada. No, everything is just NDC, not even the poor class supporters now. NDC supporters ripping it, because the poor ones who really need help, they're not even getting it. I'm saying to Grenadians and to NNP supporters, NDC has the supporters, but NDC doesn't have supporters to win an election. Grenadians always getting fooled by what they're coming with. When they come with more, they're grabbing that and they say, yes, we're getting it. That's the same thing what happened in 2008. You understand? Them people here, they will get more money when it's the seed program, and they will get more money. Them old people vote out. And it never happened. But NDC never have enough to win an election. They have the supporters, but they don't have enough supporters to win an election. People that only hear the bribe and fall for it. You're going home, you're getting more money. Anybody, you're getting permanent. I remember I used to work on Airport Home, I left the airport in 2021, and I remember morning I get up like 4 o'clock to go to work. And, I went to use the washroom, and I sit on Facebook, and I see Honorable Andy Williams had a live saying that Indian store workers, a woman working 11 years, and look how much money she getting, and that has to change. And that is wrong. That is illegal, and we have to, if them men and them in comply, then you want to send them, get rid of them, and you're there, no one, nothing happening with Indian store workers. And I just sorry I didn't save that, because I heard him alive after 4 in the morning.
It's there. It's
everybody
there.
is coming now, and the supporters is coming now to say things to get win, but they cannot do people that. That is wrong. Well, let me tell you something. This time, NDC done for good. You don't know comment. You don't even have that, even though this one they say is a new NDC, so let me give them a chance. I don't know what they will come with next one. They might not come with the robots next to win next election, because this time they're done now. Because they're lying too much. It's the same thing into what I mean, mind you, I'm an NNP supporter, but 2008 NNP gang was a little better, because Mr. Buck just take a 3 months advance, But
well, I don't know about that one,
everybody just, well,
so I hear, but I don't know.
Right. But at least right now, everybody, all the big boys just grabbing. Doesn't even for the poor one. All what the poor one get it, they try to fit them in the same roadwalk. The same roadwalk they were saying only the NNP getting, they all what the poor one in Northeast looking to get into. You understand?
All right, my dear.
I telling you, you have a lot of tears are falling on that government. And I mean, the Prime Minister, I'm telling you, when you see God ready for all you, I don't even tell you all you know. When God ready for you, it's about a whole year to take to George all you know. All you too wicked, man.
Wait now,
I can't be doing that to people.
I feel you want me go home tonight.
All you don't know.
I feel you want me go home tonight.
They don't know who votes for them. You don't know a lot of NNP vote for you. Where NDC does get 30-something thousand votes. It's 20-something they just get. And a lot of NNP vote for you. You understand?
My
so
dear,
let me tell all this to be, I don't know who is who.
I'll have to cut it. I'll have to cut it there because my time has passed. And I just have to, but feel free to call anytime. Feel free to call anytime. And if you are in the New York area, remember to check out that activity.
Yes, I know. I even called Grayson already about the stuff on Saturday.
Great.
So,
Great.
I will try to pass him those for an hour or two because I got to go somewhere else. I know it's labor, what's coming up, 4th of July, so he's have a lot of stuff, but I try. Even though I can't do it, I would still try to donate something.
Okay, wonderful. That's what I love to hear. Thank you so very much, caller, and call again.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
All right. Yes, indeed. And folks, I want to take a couple extra minutes. This is the last program for the week, so don't run yet. I'm taking a few extra minutes. Now, as I mentioned, because I just want to clarify something here, because I don't know if the members of the present administration have taken the time to read the Integrity in Public Life Act, or they just don't care and they have no integrity. So I don't know which it is. But if they have read the Integrity in Public Life Act, yes, this particular act, and they could go to this particular section here. They could go to this section here, and they read down. You see what is the first schedule? Right. It says who are the people that are covered under the Integrity in Public Life Act. Right. So you see all of them listed here. Permanent secretaries, all of these. Yes. And this is available online, and you just go laws.gov.gd and you can get all the laws of Grenada and so on. They're there. All of this, it mentions everyone, including this, all public officers, including non-established officers receiving a salary in excess of $2,000 per month. If Miss Andrea St. Bernard is considered to be on the non-established officers, and non-established because remember, she is a trade envoy, a diplomat on behalf of the state of Grenada. She is covered another way. She's already covered here. She's already covered by being the chairperson of a statutory body. So she's already covered by this one. So she's already covered there. But I'm also saying that in my belief, she's also covered here. The Prime Minister is wrong. She is a public servant. She has to abide by the public servant rules. Yeah? Not because she's the treasurer of the NDC, the chairperson of the GDB, a director on Grenelec board. She's a trade envoy on behalf of the people of Grenada and an advisor in the Prime Minister's ministry. Not because she holds all those portfolios, make her untouchable. There are rules in this country. There are rules. And as such, she, as well as you, Mr. Prime Minister, have to abide by the rules. And as far as I, Sheldon Scott, am concerned, your company should be removed from the list of local agents on behalf of the Citizenship by Investment Program. As long as it remains there, there is a conflict of interest. The same goes for the company that is headed, and as far as I know, the sole proprietor of that company has been Mr. Dennis Cornwall. As long as that company is there, there's a conflict of interest. As long as ASB, yes, that company, that local agent under the CBI program is on the scroll, is doing business in the state of Grenada as a CBI agent. Even if they go in the next country, might be a problem too. But here, locally, that is a conflict of interest. All three companies, what happened? All ain't getting enough. All add $24,000 to all his salary, you know. So all still ain't getting enough there. All still at the CBI company making money for all you. No. Remove the companies. And don't say remove them just so you know. I know it has to be gazetted. Believe me, I know the CBI law. It has to be gazetted. You want to pull it up and show you? I know the CBI law. It has to be gazetted. So don't say we get rid of it and it's not gazetted. Also, I've noted change in address in relation to Ms. Andrea St. Bernard and different things taking place. Also, Mr. Prime Minister, I realized Mitchell and Company website all of a sudden isn't advertising citizenship by investment as one of the things that it offers. That is good. That is a smart move, Mr. Prime Minister, but not smart enough because I copied that already. So anyway, that's all the time we have for Talking Points. That's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. Tomorrow, we look forward to, tomorrow morning from 7 a.m. You have Carl Caton. He's going to be on together with Mr. Francis Pia and others. They're going to be on tomorrow morning, God's willing, from 7 a.m. going up until about 12. I think Mosquito Man should be on around 8 or somewhere there tomorrow morning as well for an hour. So you have those things taking place on Sunday. You have the Sunday program on 91.9, 91.5 Real FM. That starts roughly at 1 p.m. and goes down until 4 p.m. That's, what they call it again, the extension. Right, so all of those programs taking place over the next couple of days. So tune in, listening, and so on. And folks, remember to subscribe to the Facebook and YouTube pages. Follow the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube page. Remember to also donate in whichever way you can. Those of you that can donate, we know not everybody can. Those of you that can donate, donate. Those of you that can't, pray for us. All right? We're taking prayers too. And remember our good friend out there and her mother out in Brooklyn. Remember to keep her in our prayers. It's the name starts with a D, and for some reason, my brain slipping on me today. Your name slipping there, cuz, but I know, we're gonna keep you in our prayers, all right? So we're gonna keep everyone in our prayers, in particular those who have lost their loved ones this week. Folks, that's all the time we have for today. In whatever you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. My name is Sheldon Scott. I am out of here. Love you all. See you on Monday night, God's willing.
Don't stop the progress. Don't stop the
that no man knows the hour. Man, but be not afraid, for there is your enemy. A man afraid to speak of what oppresses him, enslave himself to a man just like him. But be not afraid, for war comes suddenly. Just as the longest road comes to a bend, so do the evil works of evil men bound to soon to come to an end. I say in life and in the Bible, they have seen the fall of men of evil. They never learn, they believe they are in the next level. But woe comes swiftly. Man, woe comes swiftly. Yes, but the days are numbered, all the deeds are known. Their hate, their division, the anger, the poverty they have sown. But it's coming to harvest day, when the oppressed will have their say, when all those who hurt my people will have to pay. Man, but be not afraid, for there is your enemy. A man afraid to speak of what oppresses him, enslave himself to a man just like him.